Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve, OMI, and I guess GrumpyCat and 4chan update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. And become a member. There's lots of perks, and ratex.eth domain name as well. So I guess we'll start off with 4chan. 4chan has actually more holders than GrumpyCat does, despite having a lower market cap. The volume is always usually there. It had been, I think, at a high of like 1 million a couple days ago when it had pumped a lot. It's come back down since. Whenever Pro the Doge, who's really pushing GrumpyCat, goes and says, show me your best meme coins, I always go and mention 4chan. It's like, hey, Pro, and this is from me to Pro. I was like, hey, listen, we're friends. Get into 4chan. Like, I talked to some of the people that are behind there. And again, be advised, the contracts for the 4chan token are renounced. They can't rug. It is a completely community-driven project. I talked to a couple people that are really taking the mantle behind it. I really like it. I will put more money into that as time goes on. I've already put 7K into GrumpyCat coin, so I probably won't put too much more. Maybe a little bit. We'll see how the next week goes. But we had consistently the last 2 days, even though we don't have as many holders as 4chan does, GrumpyCat has had 3 million in volume the last 2 days. They can keep that up. Those exchanges are just going to come. They won't even have to pay a listing fee. Exchanges will be like, oh, let me list it. Let me list it. Why? Because they want those fees. They have those, up their sleeve, and they also have the tier one law firm that's representing them. Now we already know that. That's kind of public knowledge that we have that representing us. We just don't know exactly which law firm. So I'm super excited to see which one's that. And for the Veve and OMI community that are saying, oh, Chavez, like, I thought you loved Veve and OMI. Guys, I just spent like $8,000 on Luke Skywalker's, right? Like, I just went super hard on that. And then I spent, even more on not even more, but I spent even more money on the Guardians of the Galaxy drop, and then the Happy Tree Friends drop this morning. And I already have 172 million OMI, and I will get more. Like, you think when GrumpyCat does like a 5X, I won't take a little bit of money and put some of that into OMI? Of course I will. Now, speaking of Guardians, well, let's start with OMI first. OMI on the day is actually up 1.1%. I'm not sure of the volume. We'll check that right now. But it comes off the heels of a couple of big announcements that Veve has had, and I'll go over those in a minute. We'll go over that later in the video. But only 600,000 in volume. So GrumpyCat has more volume than an Akomi, which has Star Wars, like the best licenses around. Anyway, that chart does look pretty good. I do like that. And again, this is up 1.1% at 000626. People really like the announcements that Veve has been doing. Oh yeah, look at those green lines. Gotta love them. Okay, time to curb some expectations. We will get to some good news, but right now I gotta try to, take us down a notch. When Apple the other day had tweeted, it was yesterday, they had said, a new era begins. Join us for the Apple keynote on June 5th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tap the heart and we'll send you a reminder on event day. And they post a heart. So all the Veve have like, yo, collectors at heart, we're going to be a part of the keynote. Guys, I do not expect us to be part of the keynote. I expect that the current relationship that Veve and Apple have is very good. Veve has made Apple tens of millions of dollars. So Apple really likes Veve. I just don't want to go into it saying like, yo, it's going to happen. And then it doesn't happen. Then everyone fuds. And I just want to say like, most likely, Apple would probably have no issue with Veve going and building something for their headset, same way that Facebook and Meta would have that same layout. They would probably want Veve, which is very popular, to go and be part of their new headset. So I just want to say I'm not expecting Veve to be part of that keynote. If they are, I will gladly eat my words. That's just my opinion. And speaking of Meta, when Meta had gone on and did their video announcing their version of the headset, which doesn't look as good as Apple's, they're going to release later. I think the one, it might be less expensive, but that's it. In their video, you see an Ecto 1. And the Ecto 1 looks dope. So everyone's like, yo, that's Veve's. Now, do we have the Ecto 1 on Veve? Yes, we do. It's great. We have the Ghost Trap. We have all this cool stuff. It just looks a little bit different. Now, just because it looks different doesn't mean that it's not ours. You could easily go and say, oh, if you have the Ecto 1 NFT, you can go and unlock this car skin, and you can get that. That is very possible. But again, I just want to bring us down a notch and just say, oh, hey, let's go and think that in the future we'll have something with Meta. but just to be on the headset right away, I don't know if that's something that's possible. Again, just trying to curb expectations here. Anyway, Veve goes and they post, as a thank you to our compassionate community of collectors in the Discord, we are excited to bring you Veve Discord weekly giveaways. Every week, 3 different Veve digital collectibles or comics of varying rarities will be up for grabs. Participants must be at least Discord Tier 2 and opt in every week on the Trophy Weekly Giveaways channel in order to enter. Giveaway entry opens on Tuesday at 11:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and will stay open for 48 hours after the window closes. 3 lucky winners will be chosen, and Akomi goes and retweets and saying the same thing. You'll have weekly giveaways in the Discord, so shout out to Akomi for being real cool like that. I do want to get into some of the money that Veve's been making recently, which I really like, but something I really want to go over beforehand. Last couple days, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy 3 had a poster drop. And it wasn't a normal drop. You can click the Buy Now button. Like every other Marvel movie that had a poster, like Thor Love and Thunder, you had to go to a certain website. For Thor, I think it was AMC. And you had to buy tickets or do something or register, and then if you're lucky, you got a redemption code, and you could redeem a code for a Thor Love and Thunder poster for Veve. Out of the 1,090 that were minted and able to be given away and redeemed, only 537 were redeemed. Half of those belonged to 2 friends of mine. You heard that right. Out of the 537 that were redeemed, half of those belonged to 2 people. Extremely scarce. Now, speaking of extremely scarce, that Black Panther Wakanda Forever poster. That one, same thing, 1,090 mints, ready to be given away. Less than 150 people redeemed that. Also extremely scarce. Now, for this one, Guardians of the Galaxy, as of 2 days ago, as of the making of this video, June 2nd, they were emailing out those redemption codes, and not a single person has redeemed one yet. Now, I'm not saying that won't happen in the future, but I think that could very well be much less than 100 of these that are going to be out there, making it the scarcest poster that we have. Super excited about that. Anyway, moving on in the timeline, we go to the store on the drops. We had really good luck. We've had Gwen Stacy's Edge of the Spider-Verse. That sold out, $60-something thousand gross to Veve. Then we had Happy Tree Friends, $91,000 grossed in a single second. Absolutely bananas. I did complete this set. I don't know if people realize how big of a cult following this has. In its most highest rated video on YouTube, it has 111 million views. That's 1/10 of a billion people that watched that and laughed and liked it and commented on it and brought them into the world, the crazy world of Happy Tree Friends. So I completed the set. I got 3 flippies that are sub 100. Every single whale I talked to today also bought that set, also bought sub 100 or close to sub 100. I think that's really important just because of what that represents. We can have gore. We can have some people made some really funny videos. We can have gore. We could potentially have R and X-rated stuff on here. I really, really like these. Anyway, moving on. So this is something I don't really like to bring up because it's a little sad. There's a buddy of mine that his mom is really not doing too well, and he's like, hey, how do I transfer these before, the inevitable happens? And, I asked Reese about it. I was like, hey, what do you do in this situation? He's like, this is not the first time we've had this asked. Because they're assets, these Veve NFTs are considered assets. They have to be added in the will. Like if you go and, God forbid, something is wrong with you and maybe you're not going to be on this earth for too much longer, whoever you want these to go to, put that in your will. Veve cannot go and do that themselves. They could maybe enable a transfer for 1 or 2 things of doing a giveaway or something. But for this, again, they can't just do it because God forbid somebody tries to commit fraud and be like, oh yes, this person wants to give me all of their stuff, and they have control of their account, they hacked it, whatever. So legally, you do contact support, but make sure if you have kids or if you're, God forbid sick, put that in your will who you want that to go to. I'm going to give mine to Dashy. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. I was going live yesterday talking about the amazing news we had yesterday, and Smarty Pants came up and said, "Was good, Randy. Up to 548 Pluto lenticular cards. That is over 8% of the supply." He closed in on 218 sets yesterday, 4,400 total collectibles and comics. Hit Spider-Gwen Secret Rare on the comic drop. Got two, he got 2K or so on GrumpyCat. I think he actually got more on GrumpyCat later. I think he might have gotten 4chan as well. Absolute beast. Love that man. The Veve logo today went from $3,100 to $7,900. Now, I do know at least one of those, on the way up was bought. Probably a couple, but I know at least one person that bought it. I think two people. And anyway, for everyone saying like, yo, Luke is going to pass the Veve gold and silver logo next. It's not. At least not yet. Now, I clearly love Luke Skywalkers. I just said in this video how much I spent on him. They're great. I have a buddy of mine that bought his third secret rare Luke Skywalker today. They are very scarce. I think he can be a future grail. But that Veve gold and silver logo is very, very special. And it comes off the heels of 2 announcements. One, saying Veve, the team has been dialed in some key product, marketing, and production upgrades over the last month. So in lieu of a community update video, here are a few key updates. Waitlist drops are here. Oh my God, that felt so good to say. To help you get familiar with how individual sale and blind box drops will work, 2 waitlist drop tests will take place this Sunday on 4 June at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just in the afternoon. Available to verified KYC users. I'll go and just read a little bit of it now, just so how it works, and I'll go over it that morning. I'll be going live just to kind of tell everyone, oh, hey, this is how it works. So again, that first drop at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. How do you go for the wait drop or the waitlist drop? Well, 30 minutes before that, at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're going to go on the Veve app. All you have to do is click on the collectible, and you have to click Join Waitlist. That's it. Now, be advised, everyone can join that waitlist, but if you're KYC'd, you'll be given priority. So if you have a bot, you're not getting this drop, because this drop, again, is a test. So they're not doing a large amount of mints. They're just doing the Veve logos. They're just doing the first one is just going to be I think an uncommon, I think the blue ones. And the next one at 9 a.m. is just going to be, or at 12 p.m., depending on time zone you're in. That one's going to be a big blind box with 3 different rarities. A secret rare has 777 of them, which actually mean, I don't know if they hold back 90 or just 40. Despite Veve owning the IP, they are still holding back 90. So yeah, you're actually going to have, instead of 777 for the secret rare, you're going to have 687. And there are going to be more people go for this. So again, KYC'd users will be the priority. Heck the bots, y'all can get wrecked. Y'all can get wrecked, son. But then after you join the waitlist, you just wait, and at the drop time, if you're selected, great. If not, no big deal. Better luck next time. Another update, payout. We are midway through developing some provisioning alternate methods for payout and expect completion in the near future. We acknowledge and share the frustrations around this topic and are working diligently to restore this capability ASAP. Thank you for your continued patience. Now, on that note, before I get to any more Veve stuff, Foster Hilt had posted a video, and he posts, after months of waiting, there is now a solution to cashing out from Veve if you do not live in the US, because if you do live in the US, you can cash out. It says, huge shout out to Veve for discovering this, and Foster says how to cash out from Veve if you live outside of the US. So if you really want that, go watch this video and he shall show you. He'll show you the way. And as I mentioned before, yes, here is why the Veve logo kind of pumped up a bit. Waitlist drops are here. Help test out the new drop mechanic with 2 Veve logo collectible drops. I'll show you them right now. They're pretty cool to take a look at. The first one is just what the normal Veve logo would look like. White and blue letters, really cool. There's a bit of those. There's 1,100 of those. And then on the next blind box, you have a white and green logo. It says 999, but it means 909 because they keep 90. And then you have the ultra rare, which looks close to the gold and silver. It's like orange and white, which again, I think is pretty close. And then the last one, that beautiful, beautiful white and red, that secret rare, really, really nice. Also, on top of the Veve logo, what it already has for utility, there will be more utility. David had announced that on my stream last time. There will be more. He hasn't said what yet. I'd imagine he was going to say it before Toronto or Montreal, wherever they were supposed to go. Be advised, they are not going to Canada this year. They had put in their thing, but I don't know if they got denied. Alex mentioned it on Spaces. I think he said they didn't do something and they had to pull it, but they will do that next year. Alex did confirm New York Comic Con, so buy your tickets, get your passes, grab your hotel books. I feel like Newman in Space Jam, where he's like, lace up your Nikes, we'll grab a Big Mac on the way. Subtle. Anyway, for New York Comic Con, I'll obviously be there. I live pretty close. I'll be there for the after parties, doing whatever. For San Diego Comic Con, he hasn't confirmed yet, but if they're going to New York, I'll tell you right now, they're 99.999% chance going to go to San Diego. Like, Marvel's not going to be like, yeah, come to New York, but don't come to San Diego. Marvel wants them there. I don't even know if it's Veve that has the choice. Because again, Marvel will be making that money. I was talking with a whale before, and this one, not only is whale, like as in has more OMI than I do, but is fairly famous as well. And he goes and he says, I feel like we are fighting for a Web3 niche, which will be like 3% of total Veve users. I don't care about people fighting Veve. Not many people understand Veve. Also, Veve doesn't make it easy to follow their vision sometimes, but I trust collectibles and I trust digital assets. And basically he goes on to say, people are going to get onto Veve because it's easy, it's fun, it's addicting, and that's why he has a large amount of money here and will probably put in more in the future. He was waiting. He was one of those whales that was waiting. Again, he already has more OMI than I do. He had hundreds of thousands of dollars on the side waiting for 000045. Hasn't happened yet. I don't think it's happening. Not financial advice. Again, David Yu had said, patience you must have on one of my tweets the other day. And then people went crazy like, Yoda confirmed. And it's like, guys, I don't know. I mean, Star Wars month is over, but you know, we'll see. Oh, here's a picture of my my new whale's phone. It is his completion of the Happy Tree Friends set. Other things that I bought a sub 100 Mantis for $45. Thought that was undervalued. And then I had bought a sub 100 Jax the other day, I think for like $50. I was like, this is dumb. So yeah. Veve Viral asks, also it seems KYC has been pushed back. Will people who haven't KYC'd be able to buy on the secondary as well, not just be able to sell and cash out? Correct, Reverend Alex G. Alex says, for the waitlist test drops this weekend, you need to be KYC'd. If the tests go well and we move waitlist drops to full production KYC, KYC will not be a requirement to participate, but KYC'd users will be waitlist prioritized, and you will still need KYC to sell in the market, which is nice. So I know I did say I get 3 sub 100 flippies, which I did, but also one of them, I got a 4th, and the 4th is not a sub 100, just I like him. A buddy of mine asked me today, what are some things that are undervalued? Before I got the answer, he's like, should I buy a partner statue or 3 more Todds? I was like, he's like, well, I have 3 partner statue and 4 Todds now. I was like, So I was like, listen, I like Todds because they only have a 2.5% fee as opposed to an 8.5% fee. And then I said, listen, I'd get a Riso too if you don't have one. I also said I like the partner statue because Dr. Profit has 400 of them. So those are going to be locked up for years. So I well bought another Todd. He's going to take a look at another Riso. I don't know if he bought them or not. And when I told him about the Veve logo, I was like, hey, it's up to like $7,900 because he has multiple logos. I was like, if you wanted to sell one right now, and if it goes back down, take some profit. If it goes back down, rebuy it. And he's like, nah, I'm going to wait until we get to $50,000. I was like, okay, in a bull market, I do expect this to go up. I've said to 30K, and beyond, but 50 is a lot. And he's like, no, it's not. I was like, well, he's like, and he basically he said it without saying, he's like, listen, Chavez, there are different levels of money and you're at here and the people I know are up here. And I was like, okay, yeah. Again, he didn't actually say that, but he basically said 50,000 is not a lot. He's going to sell one, hodl the rest forever. I was like, okay. So yeah, a lot of these whales, when you say for us, 50K seems like a lot because it is. But for the whales, it's like, no, it ain't. Like, some whales don't get out of bed for 50K. So yeah, moving on. So Veve Viral goes and says, holy crap, Veve Official has the official Veve IP confirmed. How did David Yu and Daniel Crothers manage to convince David Yu and Daniel Crothers to grant them their license for this drop? And David kind of goes along with the troll and says, I negotiated hard, low mint, and low price with licensor. I love how we can poke fun at David and David can poke fun back. This is why he is the man. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. And take a look at this sweet, secret rare Sleeping Comics hat. I love it. All right, bye, guys. Meow, 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 meow.